I'm going to do my best to break down how you can think that you have set healthy boundaries. You can think you're protecting yourself, but you're actually hurting yourself. Hurt has a way of affecting us so deeply that it changes us. So when you get hurt, we tend to internalize the hurt. And you will see this in the cases often where women get cheated on, for example, and the first question a woman asks herself is, why wasn't I good enough? When it has nothing to do with that. But we tend to internalize our hurt. And so now we start to think a particular way because that's what wounds cause. We start to think differently. It changes our perspective. When we allow this stuff to fester, when we continuously think about these things, we meditate on these things, not even realizing it. And so now it is changing who we are. It is changing the lens that we see the world through. It is changing our ability to see people objectively and to extend grace to people. It is changing how we see ourselves, the world, the people around us, particularly our relationships, okay? And so typically people will then say, okay, now I don't trust anybody. This happens a whole heck of a lot. I don't trust anybody. Therefore, I've got to protect myself. This becomes a fear. Because really what you're saying is, I'm so afraid of being hurt again that I'm going to make sure nobody gets close enough to hurt me. But the problem with that is that you actually do need loving, healthy relationships in your life. You need to feel like you matter. And that's not going to come from trees. It's going to come from genuine love in your life. Okay? First of all, we all need to get that from God. Okay? But in most cases, when people don't get it from other people, they just feel like life is not worth living. They begin to be very hopeless. And so the internalizing can easily just lead to self-isolation. It can lead to depression. And then you address the depression, not realizing that the root of the problem is your hurt. So if you then begin, which most people do, to point the finger at everybody every time you are triggered, and that means you see a particular person, a particular behavior, and it triggers, that's the person that hurt me before. It triggers, that's how I got hurt last time. And so now you are so daggone defensive that you are pushing away people everywhere you go with your behavior, because your fears dictate how you behave now. It dictates how you treat people now. And so you're not understanding that as you want love in your life and you want people to respect you and to treat you well, you are pushing them away and building a wall so high around you that they really can't reach you. They really can't connect with you in a healthy way. Now, this is a cycle that you are perpetuating. However, you already have the habit now of pointing the finger at everybody else. This is why healing is important. Because if you can begin to point the finger at yourself, now you can heal. Now you can say, Lord, help me. Why do I see things the way I see things? Why is this hurting me? What is really going on? Help me. Because without you doing that, you will continue to point the finger at everybody else, which means you are rendering yourself powerless to change the way that you are living. You are rendering yourself powerless to change the way that you are judging everybody harshly. You are condemning everybody based on your fears. Your fears. You are avoiding accountability because you are afraid that your feelings are going to get hurt. So nobody can come to you and talk to you and even resolve their relationships with you. This is what you are doing to the people that love you, okay? And forget about, we're not even going to get into what you could potentially be doing to people who you don't care about at all. This is how a heart becomes bitter. This is how you become just a very hardened soul who now you resemble more closely the people that hurt you than the person that you think you are. You're welcome.